Hey, Ruby, is this how you act after seeing me for the first time in years at our reunion? You thought you could just waltz off with my makeup? You took my whole pouch, didn't you? Give it back. Huh? What are you even talking about? I have no idea what you mean. Don't try to act all innocent. Everyone there saw what happened. You blatantly stuffed my makeup pouch into your bag. Do you even realize how embarrassing that was for me? I thought after all this time maybe you'd matured, but clearly I was wrong. Grow up already. No, let's get one thing straight here. The one who hasn't grown up is you. It's actually kind of funny that you'd accuse me like this. Excuse you? What part of this is funny to you? Oh, come on. Think about it for a second, would you? You're really the one at fault here. Seriously, what were you even thinking carrying something so obviously out of your league? You brought this on yourself, honestly. Huh? Out of my league? Are you kidding me right now? You're saying that just because I come from a single-parent household, aren't you? You've always looked down on me for that, and I have had it. I have put up with years of you stealing my things, but enough is enough. Return it, you thief! Wow, the way you talk to me is so harsh. I'm just stating the obvious. Luxury items are meant for people who deserve them, you know? It's just common sense. Oh, give me a break. Stop acting like you're so much better than me just because you were born into a wealthier family. You've been pulling this nonsense for years, acting entitled, taking my things without permission, and pretending it's somehow my fault. I've had enough of your arrogance, Ruby. Jealous much? It's really not my fault that you can't handle reality. And I can't help that I have what you don't, and honestly, bottom-tier losers like you, your lives are basically over before they even begin. Just accept it. How dare you talk to me like that? Don't you dare call me a bottom-tier loser. For your information, I make more money than you do. Oh, wow, you sound so desperate right now. It's embarrassing, really. I can't even understand what you're trying to say at this point. It's so ridiculous. Honestly, just being associated with someone like you is mortifying. I think it's time we cut ties. Goodbye. Ruby, wait. Don't you dare walk away from me, Ruby. Ruby! So today is supposed to be my big day, my wedding day, you know. But something really weird happened. During my destination wedding in Hawaii, I could have sworn I saw someone who looks exactly like you. Let me ask, Ruby, was that you? Surely not, right? Oh, so now you're finally reaching out to me? After ignoring all my messages for the past year? You've got some nerve, but sure, I'll confirm it for you. I'm here. Not that I wanted to be, but yeah, I'm attending. Wait, are you serious? Oh my God, I can't believe this. Stop it. I'm laughing so hard I might ruin my makeup. You actually came uninvited? Do you even realize how ridiculous you look right now? Excuse me? Let me make this clear for you. There is no place for someone like you here. This wedding is for the elite, for people who actually belong in high society. My husband, he's a Harvard graduate, a top elite, the next CEO of his company, no less. All of our guests are on that same level, people who truly understand luxury and class. You, on the other hand, are completely out of your depth here. Just leave already. Oh, is that so? Well then, I suppose I'll take my leave. I wouldn't want to impose. Wait, hold on. Did you not hear what I just said? I am telling you to leave because people like you don't belong here. Your presence is an insult to everything this event represents. Why are you even here? Did you come just to mooch off the free trip to Hawaii? Or did you think crashing my wedding would somehow make you feel better about yourself? Either way, it's pathetic. Go home. Actually, I'm here as an invited guest, on the groom's side to be specific. What? Wait, what did you just say? You heard me. I'm here because the groom invited me. And don't worry, I'll be leaving soon. I had no intention of celebrating this sham of a wedding anyway. Honestly, it's hilarious watching you dig your own grave like this. Good luck cleaning up the mess you've made. Enjoy your big day.
Miss Claire, I'm so sorry for Ruby's rude behavior. I can't believe she'd say such horrible things.
Truly, I'm embarrassed for her.
No, it's okay. I'm just still shocked. I didn't expect her to act like that at all.
Well, I'm glad I sent you the screenshots as proof beforehand. Honestly, this seems like the right moment to say it. Your ability to judge people needs some serious work.
Wait, what do you mean?
The moment I learned Ruby was the one you were planning to marry, I knew you were being deceived. That girl, she's a master manipulator, an expert at pretending to be someone she's not. If I didn't have the evidence, I knew you wouldn't believe a word I said about her.
That might be true, but...
Look, I knew that if I attended the wedding, Ruby wouldn't be able to hold back. She was absolutely certain she'd show her true colors eventually. And, well, she did exactly that. Here's the thing. Your ability to connect with anyone is an incredible talent, something to be proud of. But your tendency to trust everyone who treats you kindly, that's your downfall. I warned you about this before, didn't I?
You're right, ma'am. My parents warned me about Ruby as well. But I was so determined to prove that my judgment was right. I didn't want to believe they could see something I couldn't. I think I let myself become blind to reality.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Ruby was at fault for exploiting your naivete, but you need to acknowledge your own role in this. I understand that you and your parents don't see eye to eye, and that probably made you more stubborn about proving them wrong. But let's be honest, it all backfired, didn't it?
It did. I'm sorry.
Well, you're an adult now, so I suggest you and Ruby figure out what's next together. It's your life and your responsibility to handle this mess.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
Oh, nothing you need to worry about. Let's just say I have some personal grievances with Ruby. This whole situation, it's sort of my way of getting back at her. For years, I avoided her, ignored her nonsense, and pretended she didn't exist. But dragging you into her schemes, that's where I draw the line. I couldn't let her off the hook for that. You ruined my wedding! This is all your fault. Pay me back! I'm going to sue you for the entire cost of the ceremony. Excuse me? How exactly did I ruin your wedding when I wasn't even involved in the actual event? Don't play dumb. You kept it a secret that you knew Blake. You set me up. This was all part of your little scheme. Oh, that? Oh, yeah, I guess I forgot to mention it. But honestly, this is your fault, not mine. What did you just say? I mean, let's think about this logically. You were trying to marry someone way out of your league. Isn't that exactly what you've always said about people like me? Luxury items, luxury lifestyles, they're meant for people who deserve them, right? So by your own logic, marrying a Harvard graduate and future CEO doesn't really suit you, does it? Guess this means goodbye to your celebrity lifestyle. Am I wrong? You've got to be kidding me. What do you even have against me? Why are you doing this to me? You've ruined my life and you think you can just walk away? I'm sorry, but I genuinely have no idea what you're talking about. Listening to you is exhausting, so I think this is where I cut ties. Bye now. Don't you dare hang up on me. You think you can just end the conversation whenever you want? Don't walk away from this, you lowlife. Pick up the phone, you pathetic bottom feeder. Blake, please, I'm begging you. Think this through one more time.
I've already thought it through enough. The decision is final. Just sign the divorce papers and stop dragging this out.
Wait, no, I haven't done anything wrong. Why are you abandoning me like this? Didn't we love each other? Didn't we promise forever?
I've seen your true colors, Ruby. You lied to me, deceived me, and made a fool out of me. I'm ashamed of myself for not realizing it sooner.
I didn't deceive you. I would never. If anything, you're the one who's been manipulated.
What are you even talking about right now?
It's that poor loser, isn't it? She's filled your head with nonsense, hasn't she? Listen to me. Claire has always been jealous of me. Ever since we were kids, she's resented me for being born into wealth and having the life she could never have. She's been lying about me just to ruin my reputation.
Is that all you have to say for yourself?
What do you mean?
What I mean is that your excuses are absurd and pathetic. Your delusional ramblings are exhausting to listen to. Can we wrap this up? If you're done making a fool of yourself, just sign the papers.
Why? Why are you only listening to Claire? She's an outsider, Blake. I am your wife. Shouldn't I be a priority over some stranger?
Claire is not a stranger. I've known her far longer than I've known you.
Wait, what? You've known her for that long? What are you even talking about?
Claire used to be my private tutor. She's the reason I got into Harvard. If it weren't for her guidance, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Wait a second. Hold on, that doesn't make sense. You're telling me her, that loser, that idiot, managed to tutor you to Harvard? Are you hearing yourself? She's nothing but a high school graduate. There is no way someone with her level of intelligence could have done that.
You're wrong. Claire was actually accepted into Harvard herself. She just couldn't attend for personal reasons and had to decline her spot. But her acceptance letter and her results, they're all legitimate.
What? You're saying she got into Harvard?
That's right. The idiot you've been belittling is far more capable than you could ever imagine. To top it off, she's the one who helped me achieve my goals. You know my family, right? The elite, high-achieving kind. Claire wasn't just a random choice. She was recommended by my father himself. Do you understand what that means? If my father, who accepts nothing but the best, trusted her, then her abilities speak for themselves.
Okay, fine. Your father's known for being strict, but...
Strict doesn't even begin to cover it. My relationship with my father has never been great, honestly. I grew up in a household where nothing less than the best was acceptable. I never felt like I belonged there. But Claire? She was different. No matter how my results turned out, she always celebrated my progress and made me feel like I was worth something. She was more than a tutor to me. She was like family. Like the oldest sister I never had. And you insulted her. Mocked her. Do you really think I'd let that slide?
Wait, you are blowing this out of proportion. She's just some nobody from a poor single-parent family. Why does her opinion matter more than mine?
Are you even listening to yourself right now? Do you hear how vile you sound? Let me make it crystal clear. Disrespecting Claire is the same as disrespecting my family. And the fact that you're still throwing a tantrum instead of apologizing, it's disgraceful.
No, Blake, you're the one who's wrong. You're the one being unreasonable.
That's enough, Ruby. This conversation is over. You're wasting my time. Pack your things and leave the house immediately. If you refuse, I'll call security to escort you out.
How could you? Kicking me out of our home? Do you even have a heart?
I don't have compassion for people who lack humanity. Sign the divorce papers and disappear from my life.
No, I won't do it. If I leave now, I'll be nothing but an old washed-up woman with no prospects. You can't do this to me.
Ruby, you know my family values. My household is built on success and integrity. There's no place for someone like you in my life. I refuse to have a liar and manipulator in my family. You're not welcome here anymore.
It's all your fault my life is completely ruined. I have been kicked out of my house, and thanks to the nonsense you spewed to my family, I can't even go back to my parents' place. What the hell were you thinking? What was I thinking? I only told the truth. Honestly, you should be thankful it ended with just a divorce. If I were you, I'd consider myself lucky. Of course, I'm planning a little more punishment for you. Huh? What are you talking about? If anyone's dealing out punishment, it's me. Don't play the victim here. You're the real criminal, you disgusting monster. A criminal? If we're talking about criminals, shouldn't we start with you? What? Don't play dumb. You've always had that nasty habit of taking things that didn't belong to you, haven't you? Since forever, you've been spouting nonsense about how poor people don't deserve nice things, then going around stealing them for yourself. Isn't that right, or has that habit just evolved over time? That's not... Anyway, I've already reported you to the police. Oh, and by the way, I also shared your charming little habit with all the guests who attended your wedding. I thought it'd be a nice gesture to keep them informed, you know? I wouldn't be surprised if they started filing reports of their own soon. Who knows, maybe your habit caught up with you more than you realized. You're insane! Are you trying to paint me as a criminal? There's no way I'll let this slide. You have destroyed my life, and I won't rest until I drag you straight into hell with me. I'm heading to your house right now, so get ready to face me. My house? Oh, you mean the one I've already moved out of? Sorry, but it's empty now. Huh? Yeah, I moved. I told you already, didn't I? Or are your ears not working properly? Anyway, the house is gone now. It was a good chance to sell it since it was just me living there. The place was way too big for one person. Oh, and selling it was actually my mom's idea. So yeah, the address you have? Completely useless now. You sold your family home? Are you insane? Selling a house filled with memories of your family? Wow, that's cold even for you. Typical behavior from someone with no heart. Honestly, it's no surprise. A woman from a single mother household who lied about getting into Harvard. Guess scammers like you will do whatever it takes to survive. Lie? About Harvard? I wasn't lying. I got accepted. I just didn't go. As if anyone believes that. This is Harvard we're talking about. If you'd gotten in, you'd have moved heaven and earth to attend. Oh wait, let me guess. You couldn't afford it, could you? Figures. It's true that money was part of it, but it wasn't the main reason. My mom collapsed right before I was supposed to start. She was diagnosed with cancer and it had already spread. There was no saving her. I just couldn't leave her like that. I wanted to be by her side until the very end. Wait, what? Even someone like me has a heart, believe it or not. Yes, I grew up in a single mother household, and sure, life isn't easy. But my dad left us an inheritance, and my mom worked tirelessly to make sure we had everything we needed. We weren't rich, but we weren't destitute either. Thanks to my grandparents, I even had a quiet place to study. You know I was always at the top of our class, right? Huh? Were you? I consistently ranked in the top 3 every single year. I earned my spot at Harvard fair and square, and I was planning to attend with scholarships and grants. But then my mom's health took a turn for the worse. The doctors told us the cancer had metastasized and there was no hope for recovery. You remember how my dad passed away, right? He had a sudden illness and I didn't make it in time to say goodbye. I didn't want that to happen again. So I made the choice to decline my acceptance and stay by her side. It wasn't an easy decision, but it was the right one. That's... Still, why are you wasting your time working as a tutor if that's true? At first, I was just a regular teacher at a cram school. But then Blake's father heard about my Harvard acceptance and approached me. He insisted I tutor his son. That's how I ended up here. So no, I never lied about anything, not that it's any of your business. Honestly, aren't you in the least bit ashamed criticizing me when you have no leg to stand on? Excuse me? Sure, being from a single-parent household has its challenges, but that doesn't give anyone the right to steal or belittle others. You've crossed so many lines. Shut up! Poor people deserve to be exploited. That's funny because I'm actually wealthier than you now. Blake hired me as his company's personal secretary. You know how prestigious his firm is, right? The pay is fantastic. I'm living a pretty comfortable life these days. What? Wait, Blake's company? The famous one as a secretary? But even the general hiring process there is insanely competitive. Well, Blake personally recommended me. Said he couldn't trust anyone else for the job. That's impossible. How could this happen? So here's the thing. Why don't you stop wasting your time envying me? I have everything you don't, and I'm not about to lose sleep over someone like you. Instead, maybe focus on enjoying your inevitable downfall. You've got a long way to fall. Good luck hitting rock bottom. Please make it a settlement. If this continues, things will get really bad for me. Wow, this is incredible. There are far more victims than I expected. It's more than double, isn't it? But tell me, doesn't it seem a little pathetic begging for your life after you've mocked me so much? If this keeps going like this, I am going to be a full-fledged criminal and my life will be over. I'll beg and flatter you to survive if I have to. Please just forgive me. We were classmates after all, right? Sorry, but I can't forgive you for betraying him. What? Blake, to me, is like a younger brother. That's why I went to the wedding. I was prepared to be insulted, all for the hope that you would reconsider the marriage. But who could have known? I'd hear rumors during the ceremony that you were cheating. I didn't want to believe it, so I looked into it, and it turns out you had multiple affairs. You were involved with some sugar daddies too, right? One of them I remember hearing about. I made sure to tell Blake. It seems you were lying to those sugar daddies as well. Now you'll be arrested, forced to pay alimony, settlement money, and damages. It's truly a shame. Enjoy your life filled with debt and extreme poverty. Please help me. I'll do anything, even bow down to you. I won't be able to survive otherwise. Get arrested and let your life be over. Goodbye. No! Blake, how are you doing? Have you managed to look ahead a little more?
Miss Claire, I'm sorry for worrying you. Honestly, this whole thing has been really tough on me. Not only did I fail to notice Ruby's true intentions, but I was also cheated on. And all came out to my parents, who were seriously worried about me. It's so embarrassing. This whole situation has been so overwhelming that I've only now started to have a proper conversation with them.
I see. Do you think you'll be able to get along better with your parents?
My parents, they apologized for the past. They admitted that they pushed me too hard with the studying. Honestly, I thought their apology was a bit too late. I still hold a lot of resentment. When I saw how worried they were, I felt guilty. I realized just how immature I had been. It's because of you, Miss Claire, that I'm able to face forward now.
I'm glad I could help you and that I've been able to help repay the favor.
Repay the favor?
Actually, during our tutoring sessions, my mother passed away. I was really devastated by it. I kept it hidden from you.
Oh, I see. I'm so sorry. I didn't notice at all.
I didn't want to make you worry about me. But during that time, your positivity really helped me. I'm glad I was able to return the favor and be there for you.
Miss Claire?
Yes, what is it?
Well, I'm divorced and I guess I'm not really someone you'd look at as a partner, right?
That's right. I can't look at you that way.
So blunt.
As I've told you before, you're like a younger brother to me. I can't see my little brother in a romantic light.
I knew it was no use.
Hey, it's not good to confess like that. You're only making things awkward.
Sorry. Oh, but please invite me to your wedding. I really don't want to have my own wedding for a while, but I would love to attend yours. I'm just joking.
I'll definitely invite you soon.
Huh?
You do realize I'm about to change my last name, right? So, of course, you'll be there to celebrate it, won't you?
Definitely. I'll absolutely be there to celebrate.
I don't have any relatives left anymore, but you'll be there to stand in for them, right? I can count on you to celebrate with me, can't I?
Of course, I'll be there without fail. You can count on me to be there for you on such an important day.
Thank you. It means a lot to me. I know I don't have much family left, but I'm lucky to have you around.
I'm glad I can be there for you, Miss Claire. You've always been so kind to me, and I want to be there to support you, just like you have supported me.
Thank you, Blake. It's because of people like you that I can move forward. I truly appreciate you. Ruby was arrested for theft. It seems that in addition to the theft charges, she had also been involved in burglary. Several victims had already filed police reports against her, and her personal situation was even worse than it appeared on the surface. She was tangled up in an overwhelming amount of debt, including alimony payments following her divorce, compensation fees she had been ordered to pay, and a mountain of loans she had taken out to cover her daily expenses. In a cruel twist of fate, she found herself caught in a vicious cycle of financial despair. It was as if her entire life had come crashing down, and all of her hopes and dreams had evaporated in an instant. To understand the gravity of Ruby's situation, one must look at the journey that led to her downfall. From the outside, Ruby seemed like a regular person, someone who lived a modest life and kept to herself. She had a steady job and managed to maintain a facade of normalcy. However, behind closed doors, her life was far from stable. Her financial situation had been deteriorating for quite some time, and the pressure was slowly crushing her. Ruby's criminal activities had been a desperate attempt to cover up for her financial struggles. The burglaries had been going on for months, possibly even years, without anyone noticing. She targeted homes in the neighborhood, breaking in under the cover of night and taking whatever she could find. It wasn't just the material possessions she was after, it seemed like she was also trying to take something intangible, something that would give her a fleeting sense of control over her life. She may have hoped that by stealing those items, she could somehow fix the mess she had made in her financial world. But the truth was that each theft only dug her deeper into a hole. The police had been investigating a series of home burglaries in the area, but they hadn't been able to track down the culprit. That is, until the reports started to pile up. The victims had described similar events. Their homes had been broken into and valuable items had gone missing. It wasn't long before the investigation zeroed in on Ruby. It was a matter of time before the authorities connected the dots. Eventually, they caught up with her, and it became clear that she was responsible for the crimes. But Ruby's troubles didn't end with the theft charges. It was discovered that her financial troubles were far worse than anyone had anticipated. Not only had she been struggling to manage her money, but she had been avoiding her responsibilities for years. She had borrowed money from various sources, taking out loans to make ends meet. These loans quickly grew out of control, and Ruby had no idea how to handle the mounting debt. In addition to her personal debts, Ruby had also been facing the harsh reality of her divorce. Her marriage had been on the rocks for a long time before it ended. Her husband had grown tired of her financial mismanagement and her inability to address the mounting issues in their relationship. When they parted ways, it was clear that Ruby had very little to show for the years they had spent together. In fact, she was left with nothing but a large spousal support payment she couldn't afford. The divorce had been particularly bitter, and Ruby found herself caught up in the emotional fallout of the separation. While her ex-husband moved on with his life, Ruby was left to deal with the aftermath. The spousal support she had been ordered to pay was astronomical, and it only added to the financial burden she was already carrying. Every month she struggled to scrape together enough money to meet her obligations. But no matter how hard she tried, she couldn't keep up with the payments. The compensation fees Ruby was also required to pay were another crushing weight on her shoulders. These were the result of various legal battles she had lost over the years. Whether it was for damages she had caused or for other legal matters, Ruby was left to deal with the consequences of her actions. These fees were just another reminder of how far her life had fallen, and they only contributed to her growing sense of hopelessness. As Ruby's debts continued to pile up, she found herself trapped. She was unable to keep up with the demands of her creditors, and every day felt like a struggle for survival. It wasn't just the financial strain that weighed on her, it was the emotional toll that came with it. Ruby was isolated, her social life had been all but destroyed, and she had little to no support from friends or family. She had pushed people away over the years, and now she was paying the price for it. The thefts were the last straw. They were the culmination of years of bad decisions, poor planning, and neglect. Ruby had reached the point of no return, and when the police arrived to arrest her, it felt like the end of the line. Her life as she knew it was over. She had no job to return to, no home to go back to, and no real future to look forward to. Her arrest marked the final chapter in a tragic story of financial mismanagement, criminal activity, and personal failure. The news of Ruby's arrest sent shockwaves through her community. People who had known her for years were stunned. Many couldn't believe that someone they had once trusted could fall so far. They had no idea that Ruby was living a double life, one filled with secrets, lies, and despair. Some people felt sympathy for her, understanding that her actions were the result of years of pent-up pressure and stress. Others, however, were angry. They had been victims of her crimes and they felt betrayed by her. In the end, Ruby's story was one of tragic consequence. Her arrest and subsequent downfall served as a harsh reminder that no matter how carefully someone tries to hide their problems, they will eventually catch up with them. Ruby had spent years trying to outrun her mistakes, but in the end, she couldn't escape the inevitable. Her life, once filled with hope and potential, had been reduced to a series of poor decisions, stolen moments, and irreversible mistakes. As Ruby sat in her cell facing the consequences of her actions, she realized that there was no easy way out. She had lost everything that once mattered to her, and all that remained was the cold reality of her situation. The future was uncertain, but one thing was clear. Ruby's life had been forever changed by the choices she had made, and now she would have to live with those choices for the rest of her life. On the other hand, I got married and had a wedding. Of course, I invited Blake as well, but during the ceremony, he was crying, and no matter how much time passed, I couldn't help but feel that he would always be my cute little brother. It was truly an amazing day, and I'm so happy that I was able to have such a wonderful wedding. Looking back, I could never have imagined this day would come. Getting married felt like a dream, something I had always hoped for but never really believed would happen to me. Growing up, weddings were always these grand, almost magical events in my mind. They were about love, promises, and new beginnings, but now, standing in front of everyone, in the middle of my own ceremony, it felt completely surreal. It was hard to believe that it was actually happening. The excitement in the air was palpable, and everything felt perfect. My dress, the decorations, the atmosphere, and of course, the people around me. I had always imagined this moment with a sense of anticipation, but it turned out to be even more beautiful than I had ever envisioned. There were flowers everywhere, smiles on everyone's faces, and laughter filling the air. But what made the day truly special wasn't just the beauty of the event or the grand setting, it was the people who shared it with me, especially Blake. Blake had been my close friend for as long as I could remember. We had been through so much together, ups and downs, laughter and tears, but through it all, he had been there. He was the one who stood by me during my toughest times, offering his unwavering support, and when it came to my wedding, I knew I had to have him there by my side. I noticed him right away when I saw him sitting in the audience, his eyes glistening with tears. I smiled, though a part of me felt a little emotional too. Blake had always been there for me, but seeing him cry on my wedding day felt like a reminder of how far we had come and how much we had changed over the years. It was a sign of just how deep our bond was, and even though we were both adults now, in that moment I couldn't help but feel like I was still taking care of him, like I was his older sister guiding him along. It was funny in a way. Here I was, a grown woman, about to begin a new chapter of my life with the man I loved, and yet Blake was still the same adorable little brother to me. Time had passed, and we had both grown and changed in so many ways, but that bond we shared had remained constant. He would always be the person I could rely on, the person who would always be there to support me, no matter where life took us. I watched him carefully as the ceremony continued. He wiped his eyes, trying to hide his tears, but I could see them. It was both heartwarming and bittersweet. Blake wasn't just my friend, he was family. He had always been there for me, even when I didn't realize I needed him. I could see the pride in his eyes as he watched me step into this new phase of my life, and it made me feel incredibly grateful. It was as though he was proud of me, proud of the woman I had become and the journey I was about to take with my new husband. The wedding ceremony went by in a blur, but as it all came together, I realized how fortunate I was to be surrounded by so many people who cared about me. To have found the love of my life and to have someone like Blake by my side, how could I not feel overwhelmed with joy? I could hear the vows being exchanged. I see the smiles of my friends and family and feel the love in the air. It was one of these moments in life where everything just felt right, when you knew that everything was falling into place. And Blake, despite his tears, was a big part of that. He wasn't just a guest at the wedding, he was an essential part of my story. His presence there meant the world to me. I couldn't imagine celebrating such a momentous occasion without him. As the ceremony ended and everyone moved to the reception, I made sure to find him and thank him. I wanted him to know just how much his support meant to me and how much his friendship had helped shape the person I had become. Looking at Blake, I couldn't help but think about the future. Even though this was my wedding day, it felt like a new beginning for us all. As we celebrated, I realized that no matter where life would take me, I would always have the memories of this day and the people who made it special. Blake would always be there, a constant in my life, someone I could turn to no matter what came next. The thought brought me peace, knowing that even as I entered this new chapter with my husband, Blake would still be an important part of my life. How long are you going to keep pretending that your leg is bad? I thought you'd be in a wheelchair for life, unable to walk, but now you're hobbling around with a cane, right? It's obvious that you can walk just fine now, isn't it? So how about you get up and actually start walking now?
What? What are you talking about? I've been working really hard on my rehabilitation, and lately I've been seeing some real progress. I've gotten used to walking with a cane, and I'm making steady improvements. Who knows, maybe someday I'll be able to walk without it.
Oh, please, you're not fooling anyone with that act.
What? What do you mean, act?
Come on, it's all just a performance to get sympathy from people so that you can live an easier life, right? You're just pretending to be all, look at me, I'm working so hard to live my life. You do it so that your brother will always be kind to you. You're living the easy life while everyone else is working hard. What a joke.
Abby, what happened to you? You've known me since middle school, right? Do you really think that all this time I've been faking my inability to walk?
Back then, I thought you were a pitiful, poor kid, and that's why I decided to befriend you. To be honest, being around you was a pain in the ass. I had to deal with a lot of inconvenience because of you, and it got old really fast, but I stuck around anyway. Lately, though, I've realized something. You're not even trying to walk again, are you?
That's not true. I've always wanted to walk on my own, and I've been pushing myself in rehab to get there. I hate being a burden to everyone around me. I feel awful every time I cause someone trouble. That's why I'm doing my best to get back on my feet as soon as possible.
If that's the case, why isn't there any real progress? You've gotten used to the comfortable life where everyone pampers you because they feel sorry for you. You probably think you'll never be able to live like a normal person again, right? The world is just too kind to sad little cane users like you.
That's not true. Sure, there are kind people out there, but there are also plenty of people who aren't. I don't take anyone's kindness for granted, nor do I think that people owe me anything. But living in a world built for able-bodied people comes with challenges. There are a lot of things I struggle with every day.
And there it is, right there. The world revolves around the able-bodied, so of course someone like you is going to have a hard time. Do you really think it's fair to expect the world to make things easier for a minority like you? That kind of entitlement is exactly what I'm talking about. So selfish.
I'm not saying that at all, and I'm not complaining. I understand that able-bodied people can live more efficiently, and I agree that it's natural for people who are more productive to be prioritized. I'm just saying that your idea, that exploiting my situation to get special treatment, is completely wrong. That's all I'm arguing against.
Then why don't you just get up and walk already? You're dragging out your rehab, making your brother worry about you and getting pampered by the whole family. You must be so proud of yourself.
Why are you saying such horrible things? I've been doing my best, and I faced so many hardships. Abby, what happened? I know there were times when it seemed like you were annoyed with me, but I never thought you'd say something this cruel.
Oh, don't act like some tragic heroine. I only pretended to be your friend to get closer to your brother, and honestly, I don't want someone like you hobbling around with a cane ruining my wedding day. So consider this the end of our relationship.
What? Are you serious? You're saying all of this for real?
Don't tell dumb lies. You're useless to me now. I'm going to build a life with your brother, and there is no room for a burden like you in it. I'm cutting ties with you, starting right now.
So, all this time, you've only been pretending to be my friend to get close to my brother? When you said we were best friends, it was all just a lie? You never cared about me at all?
Didn't I just tell you? Yes, it was all a lie. Wow, you're really slow on the uptake, aren't you? Is your brain messed up along with your legs? Oh, and don't even think about showing up at my wedding. You're not invited. Don't you dare ruin my big day.
I see. So you really mean it. Okay, I won't come.
Oh, wow, really? Sweet. I thought you'd put up more of a fight, so this is a nice surprise. And since we're cutting ties, that includes my soon-to-be husband, aka your brother. So don't you dare talk to him anymore either. I don't want to see or hear from you again. Got it?
Got it.
What the hell is going on? Why isn't anyone from your family here? There is literally no one from your side, no familiar faces in sight. Do you even understand how incredibly weird that looks? Are you sure they got the right date and time? I've been trying to reach someone, but no one is picking up. This is unacceptable.
They didn't get the date wrong or time wrong. They know the wedding's happening, but they chose not to come.
What do you mean chose not to come? This is your brother's wedding, one of the most important days of his life. It's supposed to be a joyous occasion, not one filled with empty chairs and disappointment.
Yes, it's his wedding, but he's marrying a woman who stabbed me in the back, someone I once considered a friend. No one in our family wants to celebrate that. My brother isn't even answering anyone's calls. It's as if he's completely cut himself off from everyone who cares about him. Our family decided that if my brother chose a woman who would betray his sister, then we can't support his decision. We can't support this wedding.
Wait. No, that's not how this is supposed to go. You can't just say that. It doesn't make any sense. You're being unreasonable.
I just got a call from my brother. Turns out he blocked every family member's contact information while you two were on that pre-wedding trip of yours. You know, the one you insisted on having just before the big day. While you were out enjoying yourselves, he was blissfully unaware of what was going on back home. He made sure he wouldn't get any messages or calls from us. What were you thinking? Did you honestly believe that would solve anything?
I don't want anyone interfering with our time together. So I thought it would be better if I just blocked them without telling them. I just wanted it to be the two of us focusing on our love without distractions.
So, while my brother was completely oblivious, planning to marry you, you went behind his back and cut off contact with everyone who could have warned him? He didn't know anything about what you did to me until just now. You should have seen the look on his face when he found out what was really happening. He was completely blindsided, and now all of this is crashing down on you.
That's not the point. Even if that happened, why didn't anyone come to the wedding? We sent the invitations. Everyone knew the date and time. Just because they couldn't reach him for a little while doesn't mean they should have skipped the wedding altogether. That's insane. They should be here to support their family.
It's not just about not being able to reach him. After I told him how you treated me, how you pretended to be my friend, only to betray me and try to get close to my brother, everyone in the family started worrying about him. They didn't know what kind of influence you'd have on him, and when they saw that he wasn't answering, they feared the worst. Our entire family was terrified that you had already corrupted him, so they decided to make a stand by refusing to attend the wedding.
That's absurd. We're getting married no matter what happens between you and me. You're the only one who's been cut off. Your family can still come to the wedding, so what the hell is this about? Why didn't they come?
Why are you acting so self-righteous? I told you already, they don't want to be here. They see you for what you really are, a manipulative person who tried to use my brother against me. They don't want to celebrate a union between my brother and someone who spent all their time trying to undermine this family. It's pathetic, really.
You're saying that just because you're not coming, no one else in your family showed up?
It's not just about me. When they saw how you treated me, how you faked being my friend just to get closer to my brother, they realized they couldn't stand by and support that. They love my brother, sure, but they love him enough to not let him marry someone like you. They didn't show up because they couldn't, in good conscience, celebrate this marriage. They refused to endorse the person you are, the person who betrayed me.
What the hell is this? So I was right all along. You've been coddled by your family your whole life. They treat you like a fragile little thing and you milk it for all it's worth. Everything I said about you is completely true. You are pathetic.
You might think so. Maybe I've been supported and cared for by my family. Maybe they've looked out for me. But do you know why? It's because they know the kind of person I am. They trust me, they see my heart, and they saw the truth about you. And that's why you're standing here, wondering why no one from my family came. It's not about me, it's about you.
Fine, if that's what it takes, just come to the wedding already. Bring the rest of your family with you and end this farce.
Why would I come? Why would I want to celebrate the marriage of someone who betrayed me? You've made it clear that you don't want me there. You told me yourself that having me around with my cane, with my leg, would be embarrassing for you. Well, guess what? Now you get to deal with it. If you're so great at manipulating people, why don't you see it if you can convince the rest of my family to show up for you?
Don't play games with me. Your family isn't here because of you. You caused this. Fix it.
I didn't cause anything. I simply told the truth about what you did. The fact that your actions led to this, that's on you. You can't just twist things to your advantage and then blame someone else when it all falls apart. This is your mess. Own it.
I don't have time for this. We're in the middle of our wedding. I can't deal with this nonsense right now. Just get your family to come.
I've already told you I'm not coming. Go ahead, have your wedding. See how far that gets you.
Your brother's furious. He's saying he might cancel the wedding altogether because of what I did. If this wedding doesn't happen, it'll ruin everything for me. All my plans, my future, everything.
Well, if my brother is making that decision, then maybe he hasn't completely lost himself. Honestly, that's a relief. I was beginning to worry. At least he has some sense left in him.
Fine, I get it. I made a mistake, but please, I'm begging you, come to the wedding. If you show up, maybe it'll change things. Maybe my family will see that everything is fine.
No, I'm not coming. You betrayed me, and I have no reason to celebrate your marriage. And besides, it's not like I can just rush over there with my leg, right? You told me not to come, and I listened. You said you didn't want me there, so why should I go out of my way now?
Please, I'm sorry. But if you don't come, I won't get married. Do you know how hard I've worked to marry your successful, handsome brother? I can't let it all fall apart now. I don't want to lose him.
Well, maybe you should have thought about that before betraying me. You dug your own grave, and now you have to lie in it. Honestly, I'm glad the wedding might be canceled. Go ahead, wrap this whole disaster up, and enjoy living with the consequences of your choices. This is what happens when you play games with people's lives.
You are so selfish. You are ruining my life over a personal grudge. I thought we were friends, and look where we are now. This is all because you can't let go of the past.
Friend, you think what you did was friendly? You betrayed me, and I'm supposed to just let that slide? You can't expect me to forget that you used our friendship as a stepping stone to get what you wanted. This isn't just a personal grudge. It's about respect and loyalty. You toss that away, and now you want to act like it's nothing? No, I won't play along.
So what? You want me to just give up on my happiness? You think that's fair? You think that's right? How can you be so cruel? This isn't just about you anymore. This is about my future.
Your future? You're right. This isn't just about me. You made choices, and those choices have consequences. You wanted my brother, but you didn't want to earn his love the right way. You thought you could manipulate him and cut me out of the picture. But you can't just expect everyone to roll over and accept your lies.
I never wanted this. I just wanted to be happy with him, to have a family, to create a life we can both be proud of. Is that so wrong? Can't you understand that I love him? Why can't you just see that?
You think love is just about wanting something? Real love is built on trust, honesty, and respect. You've shattered all of that. What you call love is nothing more than a selfish desire to have what you want without regard for others. You've shown your true colors today.
I won't let you ruin this. You don't know what we've been through, what I've sacrificed to make this happen. I won't let you take it away from me. I refuse to accept that I am losing everything over something that happened ages ago.
Sacrificed? Please spare me. You didn't sacrifice anything. You took what you wanted and left destruction in your wake. You played the victim while you plotted against me, and now you expect sympathy? You're delusional.
How dare you? You have no idea what I've done. You don't know the pain I've been through. All I wanted was to find happiness.
Happiness at the expense of others is not true happiness. You've built your entire future on lies, and now you're shocked when the truth comes crashing down? You can't hold on to a relationship built on manipulation and deceit and expect it to last.
So what are you saying? I should just walk away, let everything I've worked for crumble to dust? If you want me to give up on my love for your brother because of a petty squabble, you're being ridiculous.
Ridiculous? You call this ridiculous? You were the one who created this mess. You could have chosen a different path. You could have been honest with my brother and me from the start. But instead, you chose to betray me. And now, instead of taking responsibility, you want to throw a tantrum and blame everyone else.
I can't believe this. Thank you for your hard work and rehabilitation today. You've really done well, especially after everything that happened yesterday. It must have been difficult to push through.
Thank you, Janice. I really appreciate your encouragement. I'm totally fine, though. Honestly, I feel worse for my brother. It's unfortunate that his wedding had to end up this way, but to be completely honest, I feel relieved that he won't be marrying someone like that woman. I mean, if he turned out to be someone awful, someone who dislikes me just like she does, I don't know how I would handle that.
That's just not possible. Your brother's always been very supportive of you. He's gone out of his way to help with your rehabilitation, giving you rides to your sessions and being your biggest supporter through it all. He's always been in your corner.
I know, and that's why I trusted him. But when I couldn't reach him, I started to feel a bit worried. I did hear that he and Abby planned a trip to a hot spring before the wedding, so I could sort of guess what was going on. But still, I was anxious about it.
That sounds really tough. It's completely understandable to feel that way, but you know what? Now that I think about it, I always felt a little uneasy about that Abby person. There was something off about her that I couldn't quite put my finger on.
Wait, really? What do you mean? What kind of uneasy feeling did you have?
Well, remember that time your brother brought her around? I was chatting with him about your rehab progress and just some casual small talk as usual. I thought we were all getting along fine, but then Abby shot me this really intense glare that made me feel uncomfortable.
She glared at you? That's so rude. What did you do when that happened?
I just continued chatting, trying to ignore it and act as if everything was normal. I didn't want to cause any drama or make things awkward, especially since I was happy to see your brother being supportive. But while your brother was busy with you, Abby kicked something that was sitting on the ground. Then she leaned in and said something like, "If you make any more moves on my boyfriend, I won't hold back." She even implied that my struggles with my foot were my fault because I wasn't working hard enough to heal. It was so bizarre.
Oh my gosh, are you serious? Why didn't you tell us about this earlier? I can't believe you had to deal with that.
I was afraid that if I said anything weird, it might hurt your feelings or create tension between us. I didn't want to make you uncomfortable, especially since I knew how much your brother meant to you. She warned me to be prepared for the consequences if I said something that could hurt her. At that moment, I didn't fully understand what she meant. I figured it could mean emotional harm or physical harm, so I decided not to say anything. I never thought we would be getting married so soon. I was just trying to figure out how to tell you all about this, and then this whole situation unfolded.
I can't believe that happened. That must have felt so intimidating. I wish you had told me sooner. I would have wanted to know how she was treating you.
I feel like I share some of the blame for how this all turned out. I should have told you about my concerns with Abby. If I had just said something then, maybe it could have changed things.
No, don't blame yourself. You're my best friend, and I introduced you to her because I thought it would be good for you both to know each other. I can see you were genuinely concerned for me, and I appreciate that. I'm sorry you got caught up in this mess.
I understand that it's complicated, but it's also true that I feel relieved that your brother won't be marrying her. He deserves someone much better, someone who can really appreciate him for who he is. I just want him to be happy, and it seems like Abby isn't the right fit for him.
You should definitely tell my brother that. I think it would really make him happy. He's been getting promotions lately, and I bet he'd love to hear that from you. Besides, you've also been betrayed by a fiancé in the past, right? You can understand his feelings on a deeper level.
Well, that was a long time ago now. I mean, it's ancient history at this point. But yeah, I can relate to the feelings of betrayal. It's a strange mix of anger and sadness, wondering what went wrong and why things didn't turn out the way you expected.
Exactly. That's why I think it would mean so much to him to hear from you. If you get the chance, please bring it up with him. I really believe it would help him.
All right, I will. I'll definitely try to make that happen. I want to be there for him too, just like I am for you.
Great. I'm sure he'll appreciate it. You know, it's so important to have friends like you who are willing to speak their mind and offer support when it's needed.
Thanks, Nora. That really means a lot to me. I just want to make sure you and your brother are okay. Your happiness is important to me, and I want to see you both thrive.
And I appreciate that. It's just been so tough lately with all the ups and downs. But knowing that you're here for me makes a huge difference. It helps me focus on my recovery and think about what comes next.
Of course, I'll always be here for you. We'll get through this together, no matter how long it takes.
I know we will. Having your support really helps me feel stronger, and it reminds me that I'm not alone in this. We're in this together, and that makes everything feel a bit more manageable.
Yes, it can. And you know, while we're talking about support, have you thought about how you might want to approach your brother now that the wedding plans have changed?
That's a great question. I'm not entirely sure yet. I want to be supportive of him, but at the same time, I don't want to bring up anything that might hurt him or make him feel bad about what's happened. I know he's dealing with a lot of emotions right now, and I want to respect that.
It's a tough balance to strike. You might want to express your feelings honestly, but gently, letting him know you're there for him while also being sensitive to his emotions. It's about finding the right words to communicate your support.
I think that's a good idea. I want him to know that I care about him and that I'm rooting for his happiness. Even if it's not with Abby, I just want to see him smile again.
Exactly. You could remind him that there are many paths to happiness, and this is just one chapter in his life. It doesn't define him or his future. This is an opportunity for him to grow and find someone better suited for him.
Yes, that's so true. I really hope he can see it that way too. I want him to feel empowered to move forward and find someone who truly appreciates him. I don't want him to dwell on the past and miss out on future possibilities.
He will. I believe that. Sometimes it just takes a little time and perspective to see the bigger picture, and you being there for him can help him navigate through that.
Thank you, Janice. I appreciate your wisdom and encouragement. I really need that right now. It's been such a whirlwind of emotions, and it's hard to stay grounded.
Anytime. I'm glad I could help.
You really thought you could kick me and hurt me at my rehab facility? Honestly, you've got guts to come up with something like that. You probably targeted me just when I was trying to stand up on my own for the first time. Well, guess what? You failed miserably.
Why is your brother even having tea at the facility? Until now, he was just coming to pick you up.
Honestly, it was such a ridiculous scene when your brother caught you in the act. I mean, it was just laughable. Are you finally calming down? The police should be arriving any minute now.
Wait, why did you call the police? This is an internal matter between us. We should handle it ourselves.
As much as I'd like to do that, the fact is you attacked me. I have to file a report. Why did you do something like this?
It's because you guys wouldn't listen to me. I've been apologizing, but you won't even act as a mediator between us. Are we still friends after all this?
You're the one who said you wanted to cut ties. I mean, come on. We're not friends anymore, so why should I be the one to mediate between you and my brother? You've already broken up. Just move on already. It's pathetic how you're taking out your frustrations on me when you're the one who's still hung up on things. What you're doing is straight up criminal.
I was doing just fine until you meddled. You're the one who started all of this, trying to turn your family against me to block my marriage.
Turn your family against you? Please, my family has always been on my side.
And what about your brother? What's wrong with him? I'm here, a gorgeous woman, humbling myself to him, and he still refuses to marry me. He must have some other woman he's after, right?
You? Please, there's no way you're that self-centered and entitled. No one like you is around. If my brother didn't marry you, it just means he can find someone better. And honestly, that works out for me.
Hey, listen, I get it. Just hear me out. I can still get along with you. I'm in a bad place right now. I've already quit my job to get married, and my family is totally disappointed in me. I don't have anyone to support me right now. I know I said some terrible things, and I'm really sorry. Just let it slide.
You've been a bit off for a while, but you've still been nice to me. I thought it was all to get closer to my brother, and now it all makes sense. I should be happily celebrating my brother's marriage to my best friend by now. He deserves to be genuinely happy, but I'll make sure you see hell for what you've done. You thought I was just going to sit back and watch my brother marry you without any consequences? I'd be lying if I said I didn't notice your true colors. I wasn't going to let that happen. You act all sweet and innocent, but I know you've been manipulating the situation from the very start. I mean, how many times did you try to get in good with my family, pretending to be the perfect fiancé? All while plotting behind my back. You're despicable. I never wanted to hurt you. I just wanted what was best for my brother. But you had your own selfish motives the whole time. It's not just about you anymore. You've crossed a line. This is my brother's happiness we're talking about. If he's with you, then he deserves to know the truth. I won't let you deceive him any further. After the report from the rehabilitation facility, Abby was handed over to the police. It was a moment I had been anticipating for quite some time, but I didn't feel a sense of triumph or relief right away. It felt more like the final page of a long, difficult chapter in my life had been turned. For so long, Abby had been an unpredictable presence in my world. One moment sweet and begging for my help, and the next she was cold and distant, her behavior erratic and destructive. I had tried for years to make things right, to heal the wounds, and to fix what had been broken. But now, as the police took her away, I realized that this was the best course of action. I wasn't sure where she would go next or what would happen to her in the future, but at that moment, it felt like I was finally free from the burden she had placed on me. The weight that lifted from my shoulders in that instant was undeniable. For so long, I had carried the responsibility of trying to help her, trying to make up for the damage she had caused, but the truth was, I couldn't fix someone who didn't want to be fixed. I had spent countless hours, sleepless nights, and far too many tears trying to change her, to help her see the damage she was doing to herself and to others. But now, it felt like all of that effort had been in vain. As Abby was led away by the police, I realized that I had no further obligation to her. It was no longer my job to save her. I didn't owe her anything, and I had spent too much time in the past trying to fix something that couldn't be fixed. It's strange, in a way, to realize that the end of my involvement with Abby didn't stir up anger or resentment. There was just an overwhelming sense of relief and a feeling of closure. I had spent so many years caught in her web, trying to navigate the chaos of her life while putting mine on hold, but now I could finally move on. It was as if a door had closed, and all I had to do was walk through it. As much as I could have used this moment to reflect on the years spent trying to help her, I found that I didn't want to dwell on it. I didn't want to hold on to the anger or the frustration that had defined so much of my life during that time. I had already spent too many years angry at Abby, angry at myself for not being able to do more, angry at the situation we were all in. But now, I just wanted peace. I wanted to leave the past behind and start fresh. And in that moment, as Abby was taken away, I knew that was exactly what I was going to do. The past could no longer have a hold on me. I had no idea what would happen to her after the police took her, and to be honest, I didn't care. I couldn't. I had severed ties with her completely. There was no need to know where she went, what her future held, or whether or not she would ever change. All of that was no longer my responsibility. I had carried the weight of her decisions for far too long, and now it was time to move on and focus on my own life. My own healing, my own recovery, my own future. It wasn't selfish to focus on myself. It was necessary. On the other hand, my brother seemed to be going through his own transformation. It was a different kind of change, one that was filled with hope and promise rather than pain. He had always been a caring and protective figure in my life, but over the years, I had watched him take on a more and more responsibility, especially when it came to dealing with Abby and her behavior. I saw the toll it took on him, the weight of the responsibility, the emotional exhaustion, the confusion over what to do and how to help. I knew that he had been struggling with his own emotions, but I had never truly understood the depth of what he had been going through until much later. It was no surprise to me that eventually my brother confessed his feelings to Janice, the woman who had been overseeing my rehabilitation for the past several months. Janice had been a constant source of support during my recovery, and she had also been there for my brother, guiding him through the process of understanding what had happened with Abby and helping him come to terms with everything that had occurred. Janice had a way of making people feel comfortable, of putting them at ease even in the most difficult of circumstances. My brother had always respected her, and over time, it became clear that there was something more than just a professional relationship between them. I couldn't imagine how surprised Janice must have been when my brother told her how he felt. From an outside perspective, their relationship had always seemed purely professional, but there was a depth to their connection that was impossible to ignore. The way they worked together, the way they communicated, it was clear that they trusted each other in a way that went beyond the confines of their respective roles. But even with all that, I never would have guessed that my brother would eventually open up to her in that way. I had always seen him as reserved, hesitant to share his emotions, and unsure of how to express what was in his heart. But when he finally told her how he felt, I saw a side of him that I hadn't seen in years, a side that was vulnerable, open, and ready to embrace something real. I can only imagine what Janice's reaction must have been. I knew that she cared for my brother, but I also knew that she had always maintained a professional distance from him. To have her patient and trusted colleague suddenly reveal such personal feelings must have been a shock. But it wasn't long before I saw the change in both of them. It was as if something had clicked. A new dynamic had emerged, and they were both finally allowing themselves to embrace what they had always wanted, but had been too afraid to pursue. It was the beginning of something new, something hopeful. At first, my brother had been reluctant to pursue anything serious with Janice. The age difference between them was something that weighed heavily on his mind. He wasn't sure if it would be acceptable or appropriate to take the relationship beyond the professional boundaries they had established. But after everything that had happened with Abby, my brother seemed to realize that life is too short to let fear dictate your decisions. He understood that true happiness and fulfillment are not defined by age, societal expectations, or superficial barriers. What mattered most was finding someone who cared for him, who respected him, and who wanted the best for him, and Janice was that person. I couldn't be happier for my brother. After all the turmoil he had endured because of Abby, it was comforting to know that he had finally found someone who was willing to invest in him emotionally and reciprocate the care he'd given to others. It felt like everything had aligned perfectly, and for the first time in a long time, I saw my brother smiling in a way that was real, not forced or strained. It wasn't just about him finding someone to love. It was about him finding someone who understood him, who accepted him, and who made him feel valued. That's something I'd always wished for him, someone who could see the goodness in him, someone who would stand by his side no matter what. I've heard from my physical therapist that they've been spending more time together outside of work. I can tell from the way she talks about it that their connection has only grown stronger. She often describes the two of them laughing together, enjoying each other's company, and supporting each other in ways that go beyond just the work they do. There's a warmth between them, a genuine connection that feels like it was meant to be, and every time I hear about their time together, I can't help but smile. It's reassuring to know that my brother's with someone who makes him happy, who brings out the best in him. I know how much he's been through, and seeing him with someone who loves and appreciates him for who he truly is fills me with peace. I think about my own journey too. I've been focusing on my recovery, doing everything I can to heal and get back to a place where I feel strong and independent again. It's a slow process, and there are days when I feel like I'm not making much progress, but I know that every small step counts. With the support of my family and Janice, I feel like I'm moving in the right direction. The road ahead may still be challenging, but I know I have the strength to face whatever comes my way. I can't help but feel hopeful when I think about the future. My brother's relationship with Janice is a bright spot, and I'm grateful to see him finally experiencing the happiness and love that he deserves. As for me, I'm focusing on rebuilding my own life one day at a time. It won't be easy and there will be setbacks, but I believe in the power of perseverance. Together, my family and I will move forward, learning from the past but never letting it hold us back. Life is full of challenges, but it's also full of opportunities for growth and healing. As long as we continue to support one another and stay open to the possibility of better things, I know that we can overcome anything. The past may have been difficult, but the future is full of hope, and I'm ready to embrace it with open arms.